Hi, I'm Jeff Sadler, and we're here at the courts today for the 31st annual Ozarks basketball preview photo shoot. We have with us Magnificent 11 selection Jordyn Gault from the Logan-Rogersville Lady Wildcats and her head coach, Denny McHenry. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
You're sure welcome. Okay, Coach McHenry, let's start with you first. Been in the business a long time. 29 years, 372 career victories, 10 of those last years at Rogersville. So anytime that you've seen your kids pass through your programs, do you have one that reminds you of Jordyn?
Well, maybe a few. Players like Jordyn, players of that caliber are kind of far and few between. So you always enjoy when you get a player like of Jordyn's stature come through your program, and she's worked really hard to be where she's at, and glad she's just a junior. So we still got 2 more years with her, and looking forward to the progress of making her a better player in her next 2 years.
Sure. You guys, I believe, were 21-7 last year, and lost in the districts to West Plains. Is that correct?
That is correct. Third time that we have played them. We all 3 games were fairly close. We beat them in a Fairgrove tournament early in the year, and then we went to their place after the Christmas tournament and lost in, I think, an 8-point game there, and then had a very close game with them in the district tournament. So it was just what we thought it was going to be, probably a defensive-oriented game, a low-scoring game, and very close.
How do you see the last season of the COC small division playing out?
Well, it's we've talked a great deal of trying to win our conference for the last year, that it's going to be the small division COC. We've won back-to-back conferences as a basketball program in the last 2 years, and would like to three-peat it. And we know that's not going to be easy, and we know that we lost 5 quality seniors and 2 senior starters from a year ago, and that's a lot of our inside game. And we're going to be a little bit of a different team this year, based on our size. But we've talked over the summer about trying to three-peat and be that winning that last year the small division COC, because quite frankly, when you talk about the COC across the state, whether it's large or whether it's small, you're talking about arguably one of the best conferences, if not the best conference in the state of Missouri.
I think you're exactly right. It is a premier conference, and I'm a little sad myself to see the small side go by the wayside.
Well, we are too. I mean, we are excited about joining the Big 8 and what the Big 8 offers us, and what the teams that are leaving the small COC offer the Big 8. And our goal at Logan-Rogersville and what we offer the Big 8 going in is to make it one of the premier conferences in the state also. So we're excited about that move.
Yeah, I think the combination of those Big 8 schools and what comes in from the COC small, along with Nevada, of course, that's going to make for a very good conference. Absolutely. Now, Jordyn, what have you done during the off-season to improve your game from the upcoming year?
I've tried to stay in the gym a lot, to shoot, to stay updated on my offense, and just work really hard on my ability to provide for the team for this season.
Have you did you play any AAU tournaments this year with teams?
Yes, I play with United. We travel. We stay like St. Louis, Kansas City, that area, but yeah, I stay busy with travel ball.
Was there anybody else from the area on your team?
Mason McHenry, his daughter.
All right. Well, keeping it in the Rogersville family, so to speak there. Yeah. Logan-Rogersville, that is. Well, so is there any part of your game that you specifically worked on?
My offense, but I want to get better on my defense, get quicker. So, yeah.
Are there any games on the schedule that you look forward to a little bit more than maybe another?
Of course, Stratford, and then West Plains. Another shot at West Plains. And Catholic, but yeah, mostly Stratford and West Plains.
Well, being COC conference champs the last 2 years in a row, and then having your season shut down by West Plains, I'm sure everybody on the team is looking forward to getting another shot at them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they're a good team to play against, and they lost 2 really good starters. and we lost starters as well. But I think we're pretty evenly matched, and it'll be a good game coming up.
Do you think that last season, going through the conference undefeated, do you think that that will help you and the rest of your teammates looking forward for this season?
Yes, I think it'll keep us motivated to stay conference champs and to continue try to go 3-0 in our conference and just finish it strong.
Coach McHenry, are there any games on the schedule that you kind of look forward to?
Well, I would also say, Stratford for what their program has done in the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, they've had a good program for a long time there, but
kind of a measuring stick for your program.
It absolutely is, and I mean, even though they are a little smaller school than we are, quite frankly, they could have been one of the best teams in the state of Missouri last year, and we had the privilege of playing them 3 times, and for the most part, 2 of those 3 games we played really, really good. And
I think you had an 8-point loss to them, which at the time I think was as close as anybody who had played them except for the tournament there in Springfield.
Yeah, and and that game wasn't quite as bad as what the score indicated at the end of the game at the Pink and White. But and then West Plains again, a district foe. A group or a program that runs the matchup, and that poses some problems in its own, because you don't see that. You see matchups, but you don't see it run like Scott runs it over there at West Plains. And again, I just think because it's the last year of the conference, those games are all going to be huge because we want to try to three-peat in the conference, and we're finding ourselves in a little bit different role in the last year or two because we've won back-to-back tournaments, or back-to-back conferences. We have been a very good program in the last 3 years. You get a little bit of that target on your back, and you become the chased instead of the chasers, and that's a little bit different for our girls going into this season. But we're excited about all of them. I think the Pink and White, all 3 tournaments that we play in, Fair Grove is a loaded tournament, the Pink and White's a loaded tournament, and then we like our tournament very much. Our schedule is arguably as tough as we've ever had it in, going into the 4th year that I've coached there at Logan Rogersville for girls basketball.
Jordyn, had you thought about that, instead of being the hunter, being the hunted, so to speak, the way your coach makes it?
Yes, because we've had very good seasons the last 2 years, and we've played good teams, and I think we've really proved ourselves playing against those teams and really competing with them.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you could make it. Appreciate you being here today, both of you. And I'm Jeff Sadler for the 31st Annual Ozarks Basketball Preview here at the courts with our magnificent selection, Jordyn Gault, and head coach Denny McHenry of the Logan Rogersville Lady Wildcats.